All right, everybody, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a great Thursday, whether it be the afternoon, the morning, or of course the evening like it is here in Australia. It's time for the Jackson Hole. Now, tomorrow we have the great man himself, the great man. Let's just get straight into it. Look at this, the Papa Powell. Where are you, Papa? 10 a.m. Look at this one. Fed Chair Powell speaks, and he comes out. And you know what he says? We will use all the tools at our disposal. Blah, blah, blah. We're waiting to see the numbers. Blah, blah, blah. But look, the reality is most people expect tapering, and the market does expect a certain level of tapering come November. That's the general expectation here. November, some type of tapering. How big, what, blah, blah, blah. We don't know yet. What will this do to the market? So we've got markets, of course, at all-time highs. We've got a small, tight range here on the Nasdaq that we'll be looking at today. And as per usual, we'll be going through our cryptocurrencies, our stocks, and, of course, all the commodities that are moving at this point in time. What do you guys think? Do you reckon Papa Powell scares the market, or he does his usual thing of kind of the market sells off just before his event and then it picks up after the buy the dips type of scenario? What are you guys thinking about Papa Powell at this stage? Let me know right now. Got some comments coming in here, bunch of likes coming in. Thank you very much, guys. Do appreciate it. It does help out if you like and obviously comment on the videos. It does help us out. And even if you dislike, it probably helps us out. So all good. Let's move into the analysis here. Let's get into this Nasdaq. We had these lines from yesterday. Nothing really changed. We had our top line. I talked about the level, being very, very careful around this 15.4 zone. Maybe a few of you might have started selling the market at this point if you were a bit bearish on it. I could definitely see some sells through the futures trade into the 15,300 zone. Very nice. Some pretty decent buying going on there in the futures as well. And now we're straight in the middle range. So what you want to do in this situation is you come into the 15-minute chart and you start to understand what is the market telling us. And at this point, sometimes I like to move over to a line just to clean it up, just to make sure you know where the actual closes are. And where it is basically a key level of previous support acts as resistance. It's not going to be the exact zone or the exact point, but guess what it is? 15,350. Does that make sense? The 50, the 00, the 00. Not rocket science when you're bringing together those types of support and resistance levels. So if we get through and we close above this area today, I guess we expect rallies into the peak. If we sell off this level, some people will look to sell it down. I'm not really huge on trading the middle of a range, but some people like to do it that way. I just don't find it as statistically likely, I guess. But sometimes there are ways and means to do it. I would probably prefer here that if the market did come down, I'm not convinced, although the fake market futures got to the point before, I feel like it might be actually a little bit of a tough bounce here. So I'd be looking for more or further information. Let's have a back look at those candles. Strong bounce in the futures. So it came down, weak, strong bounce. Good sign. Fake market futures, though. Comes back down, you really want to get that turnaround. And if it does turn around strongly again, it's actually pretty unlikely to come back down and retest it before going to the top of the range. So there's going to be plenty of powder there, I guess, or plenty of momentum that could come through. People in the community, if you have access to the free, the algorithm that's obviously in the private community, you can jump in there, see if algo flow is coming with you. Though I would tend to use the algo flow more on specific stocks than the QQQ. The QQQ or the SPY, the SP500, can be a little bit convoluted. So we've got our key levels, not rocket science. Every 50 points matters today. We're coming in at the resistance here early. If we break through, some people will like to take something like this and they'll look for that kind of opportunity. If we move down, I think you do need to see a little bit of a buy the rally kind of on the smaller time frame. And if we close underneath this level, well, obviously it could be a free for all and the market could really fall off a cliff here. And when I mean fall off a cliff, I'm not talking Armageddon. I'm just talking getting back down to around that 5,200 zone. So there'd be probably about 100 range. Why is there 100 range? Well, because this is 100 distance. If you go over 100 distance, then 100 range makes sense. And that's what we call proofing a strategy. Remember, being able to proof it with a range within a range, when it breaks out, it's all easy. That's the way we want to do it. Very, very good stuff. Scott Morgan says, dip today, then Papa will speak and we will go to a new high. I saw you were pretty happy with yourself there, Scott. You've got on a couple of nice stocks, it looks like, that have done well for you. I see snowflakes coming into the 300. Very cool for a lot of people. That will be great. Slobodan says, drop a like for our boy Tom. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. And yeah, it'll be good. Blue Maserati says, good morning, Tom. I vote by the dip scenario. Daddy-O Powell, go in, take it, ease. What? Delta really threw a wrench. I'd love to taper, but I'm going to wait until November. Yeah, probably something like that. You mean that's what he's going to say? Something around the Delta's throwing in a little bit of riskiness here in the markets. We're a bit unsure. We're going to now have to wait. I think the only interesting part here is the market could be preempting a very interesting scenario. Let's think of it this way. I'm Papa Powell, or you're Papa Powell. You're sitting there and you were going to taper, okay? You were going to taper. The Delta's here. I'm not talking COVID and we're not going to go into that. But the Delta's here and it is shutting down certain parts of the economy to a degree, especially here in Australia. Don't worry about that. It is doing damage. Now, figuratively, what should you be doing? When you see damage in the economy, Papa Powell should not be tapering. He should continue to give us the sweet money. And the market may be looking at, hey, this is a problem. We want you to push back. And maybe we talk about tapering in 2022. That could be what the market is actually packing in price here for. Just remember, the market is an optimistic beast. You should always be optimistic about the bullishness in the market. But at the same time, that is a scenario that can play out. And this is the interesting thing about news and why I always say you can play it from both sides. All that really matters is what the price action is telling you. Who cares what's going on? It's all about the price action, guys. And if you don't even know how to read price action, generally it is a buy the dip style scenario over the longer term if you're buying quality. Because what happens? These literally are increasing positions. If you went back 20 years and you bought the stock market, you would make money. If you sold the stock market, you lose a lot. If you sit on the sidelines, you lose a lot. It's not rocket science. Housing, stocks, they both tend to go up over time when you buy quality. Easy. Marvin the Martian says J Powell tendies. Yes, J Powell tendies. So we've got 50 ranges here. You'll notice how it's interacting at this point. Could come down, here it is. It's selling off here a little bit. 15.3 as the support. Break underneath exposes 15,200. I probably think that's the most interesting market today, but we still have our support resistances here for the SP 500. So actually, that should be at 4,500. I don't know why it wasn't. But anyway, we've got here this big support that we're talking about, 44.80. 44.80, 20 moving average on the 4 hour. This is the key zone. Absolutely very key. Now, yesterday, obviously, I didn't have that at 4,500. But yes, always 4,500. Always the key resistance level. And you need to get a closure through. So let's have a look if they faked anybody out on the timeframes here. No, the 1 hour never faked out. In fact, it had a sell-off. That's a stop hunt, guys. You want to see a classic stop hunt? That's a classic stop hunt. Excellent shorting as soon as it goes underneath that zone. That's excellent shorting. If you're a scalper, stop hunt. Stop, take a snapshot. That is a stop hunt. Mark my words, it's a common strategy and very, very cool. Good stuff. Scott Morgan sent a $5 super sticker, getting the day off or the day started right. Thank you very much, Scott. Appreciate the support as per usual. Very, very, very good. And let's have a quick look here. Let's press the buttons on all these things that are happening. So we got the prelim GDP, meh. Unemployment claims, 353, negligible difference. So that's not really a good enough reason to really sell the market off. Remember, these types of things, like this bit of news here, in normal times, doesn't do anything. Okay, it might move the market 0.1%, and then it will reverse it anyway. In normal times, you don't need to pay attention that much to it. It's more the non-farm payrolls event that really knocks the market around. We're in a weird period here because we're trying to gauge on what the market's trying to do is figure out whether there's enough positive news that allows J Powell to taper earlier. That's what they're trying to figure out. When is he going to do it? And how much is he going to do it? And of course, then the next question will be interest rates. We're in here for a couple of really boring years talking about the Fed, talking about interest rates. I'm going to be so bored of it. So are you. And you know what? The market did this back in the global financial crisis all the way through. They talked about interest rates for a decade. It kept people out of the market. Don't be scared by that type of stuff. It's not going to be the thing that really ends the market, because remember, it's artificial anyway. They could just whack it back on if there's something really bad was going there. So just always remember in the back of your mind, even if it's dipping, look at the situation and ask yourself a question: is this really as bad as the media's making out, as everyone's telling me? Because when things crash or when things correct, it's always the end of the world. But when you actually break through it, and yet last year was, by the way, it was almost the end of the world. It's just that they've really kind of sped up the ruining of the money system to save it. So big ranges there. US 500 spot to watch 4480 and 4500. Again, you should have the 00 resistance there. Let's move through some other ones. We'll go over to the IWM again. Thank you very much, Scott Morgan, for the support. Do appreciate that. Kunal says, have a look at Qantas, Tom. That is an aeroplane company. I'll load it up. So let me show you Qantas. You know what I enjoyed about Qantas this morning? I was somewhere outside. I had to go to an appointment that I need to go to. And basically speaking, every single one, they had TVs on. And all of the TVs were like, Qantas records the worst loss ever, blah, 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 blah. And everyone was like, oh, that must mean it's bad. Or someone's like, oh, that's really bad. And then guess what the share did? It went up. So why does this happen? Well, because of their forward guidance is part of it. But there's a lot of other things about where the price was in terms of it was really getting smashed coming into it. Now, I would not buy this company because I don't particularly like it. It would be a trade only. You guys know I don't like airplane companies. But it's interesting that it comes out with a terrible result, yet the price action goes up. And that's why price action is one of the best things to be looking at, because you don't really need to necessarily understand why it's going up. It just is, and you follow that momentum through. Chupa says, yes, was watching this news, lol. Oh, it was crazy. They were fudding it hardcore. Massive FUD. All right, let's move down here. I want to talk about GME AMC for a second. And specifically, I just want to talk about these key zones, because I know a lot of you guys love these things. And I want to discuss yesterday. So did anyone get this area? Did anyone get the 196-200 area that we were talking about in the start of the morning? Hands up if you did on GME. Hands up if you did. Congratulations if you did as well. William, $5. Papa Tom spitting some harsh truths, potentially. The most important content to learn from the markets, or the most important content is to learn from the markets. Yes, the most important is really to not have maybe, really strong biases. I talk a lot about seasonal data. I talk a lot about big data on this channel. It's interesting stuff. They're statistics. They're great. If the price action comes along with us, we can put them together with the statistics and feel great about it. If we start to correct during September, then awesome. If that happens, awesome. We go and have a look at standard corrections. We look at our key support levels. We start to make the plan. If it gets underneath the 50 exponential in the daily, great. It all makes sense to the seasonal. But the TA still rules the roost in terms of giving us that solution. So GME still maintains really around this 196 kind of key support resistance. This is a line we drew up yesterday for the trend. I don't particularly love what happened here in terms of the pullback. Obviously, resistance came back up to the resistance, got just a little bit higher, probably triggering a whole bunch of retail traders going nuts on it, and then sold right back off and created what is only can be called like a shooting star or wick rejection. You know what the cool news is, though? Let's just say it does rally. And through the session, it rallies and everyone gets hyped in. if you close above this section, do you know how much free for all there could be here on GME and on AMC? Because these areas here, once you close above this, it means that effectively Wall Street has let it through to the keeper. They've said, you know what? We're in two. Let's go, boys. Let's go, girls. We're going to the moon. And then you see those explosive moves because all of the sellers here get crushed. And that's where that squeezing effect occurs, or at least the pressure gets put on them by just the sheer amount of calls, sheer amount of leverage coming into the position. So I like this level if it does close above, because even on a smaller time frame, because it's so explosive, the action that can happen off these types of zones. AMC is very similar. AMC has a similar type of rejection. Now, different type of support here for AMC. We were talking yesterday about the 40-50. It never happened. GME did, AMC did not. So GME and AMC are a little bit different. AMC, I kind of almost feel like rules at the moment. This is the more popular one in many ways with some crowds. I don't know. Which are you on? Are you AMC or GME, guys? Let me know. Let's see what the cross section here is. And if we get the right, let's see if more people like GME or more people like AMC. I'd be very interested to know this. So 40-50 remains kind of key resistance, key support kind of area previously. This is the area that you're looking for if there is going to be a bounce. Obviously, it's risky and there needs to be risk management as much as you can. So Dimitri Jackson says both. As Isaiah V says AMC. AMC is kicking ass compared to GME. Poor GME. What happened to the deep value, guys? Slobodon says, I mean, it was fun at the start, but not anymore with these stocks. Look, these stocks are, you know, for people that want crazy gains. It's kind of like gambling in some ways. But you do need to be very specific about your levels, very specific about your timing, and you need to see also that social arb come through. So the hodlers here, I mean, I'm amazed. Honestly, it's still above $30 after all this time. I really am. But you know what? It is. And what can you say about that one? Von Louis, $4.49. Hi, Tom. I've been seeing Granite shares long and short on the market. What are they? And are they worth looking at? Granite shares. Let me have a look here. Granite Shares is an entrepreneurial ETF provider focused on providing investors innovative, cutting-edge investment solutions. What? What is this? Is this some fandangled new thing? Is this like SPAC 5.0? I don't know what this is. Can someone tell me what it is? And then I'll tell you what I think about it. I know a lot of things in the market. I don't know what Granite Shares are. I mean, I was kind of like, when SPACs came out, I was very, Klim, if you're out there, you would know I was incredibly nervous about SPACs. I know they had big gains on them initially, but they worried me a lot. All right, we'll get the answer for that and do it very, very soon. Cool. Ulrich Nielsen, DKK $20. URA, if you had to guess, do you see 24 first or 16? All right, man. URA? I'll click it up here. Need to see the weekly. 24. Jesus. That's a big call compared to 16. All right, monthly. Monthly's coming to a close here. Only a few more days. It could be nice if it closed up here daily. Wow, 24 is a big call, but you do have good recovery here. So you've got, no matter how you really dice this, you've started recovery. You're above the daily 20. You've noticed it has happened before. The weekly should close fairly bullish. I'd like to see the weekly above this 20 moving average for you really to show strength. I guess I would go with the strong side, the 24, because it is beginning repair. But yeah, I'm guessing that's a big gain. Now, if you're talking about like 2050 versus 16, I'd probably go with the 2050 side. I'll probably go with the 2050 side. We've got some other things coming in here. Kim Lim says Granite equals leveraged ETFs. Oh, okay. So are they leveraged indices or are they leveraged random stuff? If they're leveraged random stuff, not a big fan. If they're leveraged just the standard indice, at least then you can go TA that indice, make up your mind on whether you like the key supports. Like, I know in the US you have 3x leverage both ways and all these different types of funds. You can go look at the index, make decisions, and then use those. Granite ETF, if it's just a random, tech picks, and like maybe they buy their own version of the FANG or it's ARKG or ARKK style, and they just pick stocks and then leverage them up, they don't have a tendency to do that well. They might be gods, I don't know, but they don't have a tendency to do that well over the long term. Sound Whisperer, $5. Good morning, Tom. TA on Amazon. Key zones 33.15. Stop hunt to 31.94, creating a double bottom bounce and run to 34.27. Or you've got your levels, man. Thoughts? Cybersecurity news. I like cybersecurity. So you're talking. Let's get these levels up. All right. So 31.94. Okay, I agree with that. So you say 33.15. Where's that put it into? 33.15. So about here. 20 moving average daily. Makes sense. So you want it to come back down. Now, I want you to know this, okay? Whether it comes back down to the 31.80 or it comes back down like this and then rallies is really the same thing. A lot of people always look for double bottoms because they think it's a stronger pattern. Which one do you actually think is stronger, chat? Which one do you think is stronger? The double bottom where it comes down and tests that 31.80 and then bulls off, or the one where it pulls back a little bit and then it moves through? Just thinking about logically, which one do you think? Then you've got the next level is 34.27. So if we took the range here and we extrapolated that out, you're basically saying that it goes, I think it would go higher than that. I feel like the next level would be like 3,500. So I think your take profit will be more. But I like your overall thought process. Yes, we've found support here. If we do end up finding support here again and do this, it's a phenomenal trade. Of course, that's a phenomenal pickup of a phenomenal stock if it occurs. So yeah, cool stuff there, Sound Whisperer. And we've got Monica Nakamura putting in a $10 super sticker. Thank you very much, Monica. Great to have you here. Maybe we'll have to get Ty on for you. I know. I do know you love Tyrone, so I'll have to get him on one of the streams. Thank you for the $10 support. Kim Lim says they have unique ETFs. FAMG. Second Million Trader said Afterpay reported $156 million loss. Clearly running a lost dollar company increases the hype. This is the new world we live in. Acquisition is the only thing that matters in at least the next couple of months and has really been the only thing that mattered for the last 8 months. It's all about how many people can you get. It's a race to the tippity top, and then you fall off that cliff anyway, because once you get there, it's like, yeah, we won. Oh, actually, we need to make some money. It's kind of like Facebook, for a long time, or Amazon or anything. Amazon made money but didn't make money because it reinvested back into its business. People didn't understand that. They have to grow. The one thing about Afterpay, the one thing about any of these businesses, these hyper stonks, is that if they stop growing by the same multiples, believe me when I say they will get crushed. You will lose 20% in a day like that. Anyone that's been around for a long time in the markets, tell us right now. I'll highlight your chat. Have you been in a hyper stock that has unfortunately had one bad earnings and gotten crushed? Let us know, because they really do. John Moore says, looks like the pro pumpers have arrived. Very good. And then Midas Touch says, Tom, check out pins that broke out. We'll check it out very, very soon. Bruce Hendry. Oh, yeah, I was very happy. CRM. Very good. Bruce Hendry, $5. Can you have a look at Microvision? I have 1,500 shares at 17, around 50% of my portfolio. My goodness. 50% of your portfolio. All right, I'll look at that right now for you, sir. Microvision, MVIS. I remember this stock. You have it at 17. All right. So you bought it sometime probably around this hype train over here. Well, there's good news and bad news. Yesterday's candle kind of sucks, I must admit. But the good news is things were looking better before that. You obviously had a nice level of base support. You have a very clear kind of level of resistance, a lot of wicks through here, and even the sell off here. Probably a 16 plus closure would be very bullish for you. You'd then take the distance between 13 and 16. You would extrapolate that out, giving you $3, and you'd go towards that 19. You can see over here, 19 would be a very solid level to take off. What you're wanting to see today is probably not it to bust through there. That would be ideal, but I doubt that will happen. What you're really wanting to see is just a pickup of position. So this, say, the 2 hour here, 2050, this previous resistance, you want to see around that 14, some bounce, some strength coming back into MBIS. That's the idea right around this zone. Be careful. Try not to have 50% of your portfolio in a stock like this, which is, relatively small. But, what am I to say what you could do? I'm here just educating concepts of technical analysis, but 50% is quite a lot. Absolutely. Dharmic says no leverage in India from this September. What's the Nifty doing based on that? You would think, because trading's become huge in India, from what I understand. I mean, this index, you want to talk about the real index of gods, the Nifty 50. Look at this thing, beast. How much is it up now? 120%. Very nice. And you've got a lot of that gain since November. So since November, this market has gained 35%. Very nice. Not bad at all. I think actually could hurt this one. Leveraging coming out, if that's true, that would be a big thing. MDA99 DAS says, what do you think about Barbo? It looks kind of cheap. Yeah, we'll be looking at that. Thank you very much as well to the 1,000 viewers that we've got coming in. If you guys enjoy the stream, please do give us some interaction. Hit that like button, smash it if you can. It does help us out and help the community to get bigger. So from that question we had before about which is the most powerful one, people saying lightning bolt across the board versus the double bottom. I tend to agree. The lightning bolt's better because if you have a movement like this versus a movement like this, in some cases, this can be very strong, especially when the stop hunt occurs or like a Wyckoff event is occurring. However, the lightning bolt generally is more strong because it shows that the buyers are so committed to purchase here that they can't wait. They're not waiting for down here. They're like, no. We need to buy it right now. And especially powerful if you get like a wick coming off the base as well. So if you have that bullish hammer, boom, it's good stuff. If you ever see that type of thing, very, very nice. What do you think about AMC? We covered AMC just before. So I've got the levels there. I'd be looking for a slight fade into hopefully a rally, 40, 50-ish, somewhere around there. Gunga Din, $5 super sticker. Thank you very much for your support. Do appreciate you guys today. Thank you very, very much for that. And then we've got pins. Yes, we'll look at pins very soon. Don't worry. And then we have, everyone wants pins. PK Subbing says, got crushed by SoFi and Lemonade. Lemonade. I forgot about this thing. I didn't even know what it was. There was something. I know I hated it a lot. I talked to Clem about it. I can't remember what it was. We covered it on the stream a lot. There was something I hated about this stock, and I just can't remember what it was. But I am sorry to hear that this one crushed you. It is one of those stocks where if it's, what, I have a rule though. There's a rule here. If it's been on the market less than 12 months, guys, what do we do, chat? What do we do? Let everybody know in the future. If it's been on the market for less than 12 months, from a trade perspective and investment perspective, it can be incredibly risky. Jose De Ponte Piera, thank you very much. Jose, sorry. It is $10. Thank you very much, man. Good day, Tom. Thank you for your great work. No worries, bro. Would you say that Moderna will drop to 284 or keep going up? So mRNA Pretty popular stock we've got here, long leg doji on the weekly. So these are your two levels. You can see already the resistance there that has found resistance selling. Remember, bring it out, guys. Bring it out. Even if you're a 5-minute trader or a scalper or 1-minute trader, bring it out. Understand what the weekly is doing. Weeklies are super important in stock market. See the resistance and the support and the long leg doji, indecision up here on this extreme level. We go down to the daily. We can see the resistance. We can see the kind of try to close above. Obviously, it is a bullish close, but again, the long leg doji. Then we bring it down here to the daily, and you're saying, does it go back to 284? So if it got back to 280, why 284? Is that the weekly 20 or something? Yeah, it'd probably be about the weekly 20. Fib? Is it a fib of the move? Let's get the fib up here. Oh, fib. There we are. Pretty deep. 314. I'd probably like to see it more buy around 300 if it did get that low. The only way you're going down to that level, though, is if you close underneath the long leg doji weaker for the weekly. And then it will try to gravitate towards the 20 moving average. And the reason you know this is the key zone, look at the buys previously on the 20 moving average. They don't call it the mean reversion for nothing, guys. Look at the mean reversion. Yeehaw on that level. So if you're looking for Moderna, that would be one of the things. If you're going on the smaller time frames and you're looking at it, resistance 411, 410, look at the options that are expiring there. I'll bring you guys up the options now. Let me just quickly grab this. There we are. Money. All right, here we go. So we've got options at 400. So probably in their best interest to expire at about here, but also to keep it above 390. Somewhere in this range by Friday would be the ideal level for them to keep it at. Somewhere around that 390 to 400 range. Not too notable on the positions here, though. They've been a lot bigger on Moderna in the past. So yeah, that's just a quick flow with the TA. And I would be looking for, yeah, you can see 390, 400 here, and then the 410 options as well. So it probably wants to stay in the range as much as possible. Currently trading at 392 in the pre-market. Closure below this level will expose 370 and the previous 360 lows. Good luck, sir. Okay, let's have a look here. SW says pins dumps after earnings result, finally recovering from the last earnings result. Yeah, so let's bring up pins because we have been discussing that. And I think there's some good studies to be said here and had here. So good news is, yes, you are correct, guys. It recovered back to above. Now, this can be realistically a full-on stop hunt level. You'll notice a lot of the time when a market dumps, it dumps. People buy the dip. They all get crazy. They think this is the dip. They rally in. They rally in generally with options. That's what the retail trade does. The retail crowd goes, oh, yeah, options, baby, let's get in. Then the market dips again, and they think, don't worry, we've got the stop loss. We've got the stop loss. Then it gets underneath there, fakes them out, because remember, it is an overall bullish thing, and then reverses. So let's take a look at what the weekly will look like here. So the weekly, we're looking for an engulf. We want this thing to get a little bit stronger and engulf off. And ideally, it does this. So let's go back to the daily. Let's understand also, one of the things that I would do is look at how many days. Well, let's count it. So earnings result 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So by this time, you were starting to see recovery. And I would say 12 to the base. So yeah, it's pretty consistent with last time. I would then go through every single one of the dips that happened off earnings, or at least the last couple, if there were dips. In these cases, I think they were rips more than dips, and see how long it's been sustained for. Sometimes you can get a bit of an idea. If it's a common occurrence where it falls for, let's say, 30 days and then recovers, it can be pretty powerful doing that type of stuff. Again, is it really going to make the change of decision for you to get in? No, it's just giving you confidence that you're making a better informed decision. So if you're loving pins, it is closing above here. That's good. I'd still be looking for the lightning bolt. It is a hyper stock. And I think from an investment perspective, if you've done your fundamental analysis and you're happy with that, you could do worse on the price right now. You could do worse. But you've got to make your own decisions. Obviously, it's just a key support resistance kind of play. If you like the stock, hey, I would also go and do social arb on seeing how many people are downloading the app. And I would also check one other thing. Do people even like the new app? Something that I've found very effective in these stocks over the years is when they release new updates. If everyone's interacting with the Google and the Apple reviews, and they're all saying, "Oh, I love this. This is an amazing update. So great, so good." If that occurs, then it really can be incredibly powerful stuff where the next earnings result shows you that, and Wall Street's buying into it as well, but they're not pricing it enough. Very good. Monica, thank you very much as usual. And a few other people saying that as well. Do appreciate the likes and the support. Welcome to the 1,088 viewers as well. Great to have you here. Kim Lim says, Tom doesn't like insurance, low margins, low interest rates. I used to like insurance companies quite a lot. I like insurance. I think Geico in America, phenomenal. Obviously Buffett owns it, but what a phenomenal stock. Insurance can be good, but I don't tend to buy it as much anymore. They've kind of, a little bit different to how they were in the past. In the past, they were Warren Buffett safe bet. But my biggest problem with insurance moving forward is going to be not so much the insurance companies, but all these compare the market style websites where there's all these websites that are like compare choices. Really, it's just the cheapest price. Someone takes it. They see all the features, and it's like fast, but at the same time can put a lot of pressure on the insurance companies. So you got to be careful whether they own some of those key websites or not. It's all become a website game. Automation, website, robotics, speed. Whoa. Jacob Croft. Can we give some claps for Jacob Croft? My God. Canadian $50, man. Thank you very much. Have a great day, Tom. Hope you're doing okay in the Aussie craziness. Yeah, I'm all good, man. Giving you a little something, so go ahead and dump it on your favorite doji. I hope you mean long leg doji, of course, lol. It ain't going to be Dogecoin, man. It ain't going to be Dogecoin, but thank you very much, bro. Appreciate that support. Definitely want to give you a couple of strong claps there, man. We'll give you a clap. Thank you very much. What stock do you want? Pick a stock. We'll have a look. Let's quickly go to crypto markets, though, because I know you guys do come here for crypto and we talk about it. So kind of weird. Well, not really weird action. I always like this level. Let's have a look at the BTC shorts. All right. So BTC shorts is really low, which is good. And then I think, is there ETH shorts here? I know there's another ETH shorts. Yes, ETH shorts has gone up considerably. Look at ETH shorts. Ethereum shorts is well up. Let's go to the weekly. I haven't done the cross analysis between Ethereum shorts and BTC and whether they're really correlated, but it's interesting to see the whales mounting here against the poor Ethereum gods. They are punishing it. What happened last time? So when we got 10th of May, and then it got crunched. So that is a massive ETH shorts ratio coming in here. Another big one, 21st of June. Decent position of Ethereum shorts. 21st of June. They'd already been pumping into it and they'd already been pushing it down. I guess it's cause for concern. For BTC, what you're looking for is 46,000 all day. That's the level that you need to hold for BTC. So you can see 200 or 20 moving average, 200 daily, just hit it. Probably a decent trade off it there during the start of the stream. Look for little lightning bolts on the smaller time frames. Very key zone for crypto traders. You bust underneath this level, I really think you could be going to 42.5, the 50. Again, I'm not bearish on Bitcoin or Ethereum. I'm really strong on Bitcoin, actually. I feel Bitcoin's cool. I know everyone's really, really strong on ADA because ADA and Ethereum is kind of fighting it out. But I don't know. I have a soft spot for Bitcoin. I have a soft spot. I don't know why. I like the logo, guys. It's not about the technology. It's about the logo. All right. 42.5 and 46, the two key zones. Super. Watch that today. This could be fireworks for sure. Is the Nasdaq pre-market correct? Yeah, this is correct. This should be, well, I would assume it's correct. Down 0.26% at this stage. Thank you again, Jacob Croft. Let me see if you've made any comments here. Toby wants me to do snow. Yeah, I see the 300 or around that level. And then Chupa says, big spender. Monica Nakamura, Chupa, everybody else giving you some love there. Jacob, appreciate it, man. Franklin Matthew, $5. Yeah, for the Aussie. Thanks very much, man. And then we've got Brandon Johnston, $4.99. TA for MJWL, the OTC with planned Nasdaq uplisting by end of year. If market price in valuation, lol. Okay, wait a second. I'm not reading this. If market price is in the valuation. Acquired crypto exchange range from 5 to 35% of my portfolio. so you've kind of gone up and down quite a lot on this one, it sounds like. TA for MJWL. Well, that's a new one. Magic Wheels Corp. Really? Magic Wheels Corp. Weekly? Jeez, it rallied hard, didn't it? First it rallies, then it dumps. Probably the last point of support around here, previous resistance. Then after that, you've got like 5 cents. No, not even 4 cents. No signs of bigger time frame turnarounds. 4 hour. Oh, pretty sick, man. Daily 20s held it down. Oh, sorry, 4 hour 20s held it down twice. So I would only be looking at this more so if you get the recovery through. So you want this thing to come back into the previous support, test that support, find a little bit of resistance, bust the trend line down, bust the 20 moving average, and then come through with the strength. And at this point, you're feeling great. And then you see that rally into here, which is 11 cents. From a technical standpoint, that's what you need on this type of stock. Good luck, Brandon. Good luck. Yeah, that's correct, Deborah. Yep. MJWL is an awesome buy, says Juice is Loose. Oh, Juice is Loose likes it as well. Look, I think it's a fundamental play if you like it here. If you're talking about technicals, you need to see that little bit more. You can even bring your fundamentals and your technicals together. You might see, remember, in fundamentals, you might have liked the stock here. You might like the stock here, and you might like the stock here. There hasn't really been a proper turnaround from the price action. So you could either do, obviously, you could be just factoring in dollar cost averaging and saying, all right, I'm going to buy more on each dip because I believe in it so much. Or you could be focusing on the idea of when I see that turnaround, I'm going to start scaling in my positions and not have to sit there going through the painful process of watching the stock get punished every day. That's not fun. So we're about 16 minutes off from the market, guys. We've got US 100 in a range. We have already talked about this at the beginning, but I will quickly go back over it. Every 50 points here is important. We've got the resistance around 15,350, and that was the previous support. You can see the interaction here. Go to the line chart. We've got the 15.4 being a key resistance that you're looking for breakout for more rallies. And if you're looking at trades today, support could be found 15.3. Look for bounces here. If you do get a rip here early in the session, look for that type of action, scalping into the 15.4. And if we end up getting a bust off and it goes down, 15.3 could be a very big sell-off. And when I say very big sell-off, we're talking over the session, probably around 100 points. We take the distance and we bring that distance down. I'm completely neutralized. We have a channel. It's a neutralized style market. Absolutely. Ian Douglas says, hi, Tom. What are your thoughts on Airbnb? Well, it still hasn't met my year criteria. But look, Airbnb it obviously ripped, and I'm happy for people that are in it. It sold off a bit. I would really like it back here. And I have a tendency to believe that Airbnb will do that. Every time it rips, it tends to sell off. It's had rips and then it sells off hard. That's the nature of the weird kind of IPO stock. I like it. I like the TA quite a lot. I just want it back here, 155-ish. Look at the zone. What I would do, put a box on it. Let me show you the box here, guys. Put a box on it at that resistance, set an alert. And if you get into here, you're just looking for lightning bolts. You're looking for changes of trend in that zone. That's the area you're looking at. Juices Loose says, could drop back down to 0.5 though on the MJWL. And Monica asked about the DXY. We'll check the DXY in just a second there, Monica. No worries. We've got Daniel Polk, $5. Hi, Tom. If you like Bitcoin, you will like Hex. A lot of people seem to like Hex. Might have a look again. And yes, the domain and Hex logo is better too. What you saying about the beautiful Bitcoin logo? Let me have a look at Hex coin logo. Let me bring this on. It's got like a, you know what? I actually quite like something. It's a thing that I'm going to buy one day. Now, no one else is allowed to buy it because it might go up in price. But for some reason, I want to buy a mineral specimen. Now, these things are bloody expensive, guys. Totally random off stock. But mineral specimens, very, very cool. I don't know why this reminded me of mineral specimens. So maybe I do like Hex. The logo is not bad. What do you guys think about the logo? It's important. In crypto world, you got to have a good logo or a picture of some kind of bird. Birds seem to go well as well. Birds, very good. This Hex logo looks all right. I don't mind it. Let's have a look at Hex for you. All jokes aside, we'll bring that one up. Hex versus Tether, I guess. All the hype's been on this one recently. A few people in the community here do love this. Weekly just looks like it's kind of powering through. Daily, still pretty strong, really. I mean, no selling is really stopping it. It's hitting that 0.2. You could see the little bit of a sell-off effect off that. And you've got the kind of wick zones. If you get a bullish close here, it could be back off to the races. I think with Hex, it's all about market capitalization. Market capitalization will be the key here. Just check out that compared to everything else. Cool. Not bad logo, man. Trooper says sexy logo. Rob Skinner says, I don't like Hex. Has a lot of cult members pushing it. There is a lot of cult members. I was watching some watch stream and there was like Hex people go. It's talking about watches and there's people talking about Hex in there. They're going crazy. So they certainly do love it. Yes. Lee comes in, Singapore, $5. JD and MU looks like it already has bottomed out. Weekly time frame looks good. PS, me and my group of friends love your channel. Great to have you here. That's awesome. I'm very glad to hear. It's like that you've got a little trading group there and you guys enjoy the content. Hopefully you're learning a lot. I got some great comments, by the way. I do appreciate your comments. Let me read this one. Might as well give them a shout out. All right. I responded to it. Here we go. I'll bring this on. This is just, so this is from Seattle K Bush, and they don't know I'm saying this, but they just said, I would like to thank you for the TA. Thank you. My TA has come a long way since following you many months ago. Awesome. I am crushing it lately. Great. And it wouldn't be without watching how you operate. Well, I appreciate that, bro. I've learned a lot the hard way. We all do. And you deserve a lot of credit. Well, thank you very much. And thank you. So I just want to say it's great to hear this type of stuff from you guys. If you do have these types of things, look, we always appreciate hearing it if you're doing well. Even if you're just practicing scaling and it's helped you to reduce your losses and start to see the bright side of things. Remember, trading is not necessarily just all on the hype. I understand that people make $1 million overnight right now in the markets, but it's not always going to be like that. Well, it will. There'll always be some people, but If you want to be in it the long term, it's all about compounding it through. And I do encourage people, jump over to fxevolution.com, jump in, get the free Presic account builder. It's basic concept, but what it teaches, it's free, completely free. But what it teaches you really basically is just you can reward your trading account or investment account as you meet milestones. Now, you don't have to follow that thing to the T, but think about it this way. If you start off with a $5,000 account and you make a certain percentage, and then you add a certain percentage of your wage into it because you've made that percentage correctly, then that goes in there. So you might add 2,500 or something like that from your wage over a certain period of time. You make the money, then suddenly you've got 2,500 potentially made and 2,500 from your wage. You've got a 10K account. Now, as you start to build it the correct way, you're really compounding it through, and the compound ability is big. And then what you're going to do is probably siphon from your trade account off to your investment concepts as well, whether that be real estate. I love real estate. Whether that be stocks. I love stocks. Whether that be options. I love options. Or whether that be bonds. There's a time and a place, if you know what I'm saying. So let's look here at JD. Let's bring it up. JD. You are correct. This had the best trade pattern on it, and it does start to look really healthy here. It's down 0.7 today, but you are absolutely correct. It looks pretty good. And if you were getting past the geopolitical things and you could get past that, this weekly close could be very significant. Closing above the 20 and the 50 on the weekly, really showing that double bottom potential on the daily as well. And any pullback here to the prices of like 72.50, you would hope is being met by buyer demand. So I do tend to agree with you on JD. It's looking very close to being out of the woods. And a lot of people say, oh, but I've missed the opportunity. We need to remember that this is only step one of recovery for JD. It's still quite depressed in price. So you've got 29% here. It's not without its own risks. We've seen what happens to the Chinese stocks when they get stuff put on them. Maybe this is the worst it gets. Maybe now China moves over to crypto and starts hitting them up. That could be probably the next move. But yeah, you are correct. Let's have a look at MU. 8 minutes till the market open. We will continue to dial in just a few seconds. So you said here MU has bottomed. Let's go to the daily. Not convinced MU's bottomed. It found this level of support. It bottomed small time frame. So if you're talking about like a 2-hour time frame, yes, you are correct. Once you got above here, you could have rallied it into, I would have gone this level here and went a little bit further. 76 would have been my target. But in terms of larger time frame, I mean, long leg doji, just not enough yet. I want to see a little bit more action from MU. But is promising, less promising than JD. John Moore says, Hex Pumpers started coming out yesterday. Oh, they've been around for a while. We also got William joining as a member. Thank you very much. I know I'm not even caught up with everything here. We've got Mitchell Miller coming in with a $25 donation. My goodness, Mitchell, thank you very much. Says, let's give him a clap as well. You guys are smashing it today. Hi, Tom. Can you please take a look at bio stock ONCT? It's been ugly, but I'm holding. Certainly will, sir. We'll do that in just a second. And a logical trader, I haven't missed your generous donation either. We'll cover that in just a second here. So we'll do Mitchell's first, and then we'll swing back. Thank you, William, for joining. All right, ONCT, and then we've got to go over some stocks such as Snowflake and some others. ONCT, it's been ugly, but I'm holding. Okay. Pharmaceutical major. Certainly fell down a lot here. Is this a Kathy Wood one or not? She did have a few. Oh, it's not bad, eh? Not bad, man. 20 moving average did bust here once. I wouldn't actually mind. I know you're not going to like it, but I wouldn't mind if it even came down to the 20 again and then rallied through. I think once you're through 450, things really get good here. Volume is also positive in the last couple of days with this rip. It's not bad. Let's go to the weekly. I'll add it to the list. ONCT. I think you've started to see the proper recovery here. From a technical perspective, that's a big deal, what it did like a day ago. That's a big deal. And once you get through 450, you go 5 pretty quickly, you would think. And then after that, the world's your oyster. There's a lot of movement that can happen here. Yeah, I see it, Mitchell. I see it. Good. Nice. All right, we'll do a logical trade at $10. I know 4 minutes till the market, guys. We will dial in here. $10. Thank you very much. Thoughts on play, Dave and Buster's reopening play for the US. I will just need to know what exactly it is. So it's an entertain. Oh, nice technical. Damn, dude. Not bad. Pretty damn close also. Beautiful range. Great volume coming through last couple of days. That's good if it busts. Got a bit of an issue at 40, but I could overlook that because of the strongness of this pattern. The strength is here. Look at this. 42. Yeah, pretty good proof too. Also weekly. Okay. So weekly, you would prefer gets closure out. Look, it's in a range. You can see it. The recent days volume is really great, and I do think better things are happening here. I'll continue to watch it. I don't know what the industry is. Can you tell me what the industry is? Movies and entertainment. Dave and Buster's. Is this like a cinema? What is this? Sorry, guys, I don't know what it is. Rapid fire last 3 minutes. All right, we'll do the rapid fire now. So we'll scroll in. We've got 4 that we're going to watch. We'll watch Tesla into the open, obviously sitting around 708 at the moment. Nothing changes there. 697, 700 support for Tesla. Let's hope that holds through, guys. We've got US 100 in the range. We've got that thing range bound up. 15.3 key support, 15.350 and 15.4. We'll quickly scroll over here and bring in a few different stocks. We've got Square first. Let's have a look. Nothing really to note. Probably more weakness than strength here from Square in just that pattern. Apple still stuck in the range. Looks actually overall weak. 20 moving average will be key. Remember, it never really busted underneath because it closed here and then the next day it rallied fully. So a close underneath the 20 could be also a big sign of weakness in the market. Check out Long Leg Doji weekly for closure either way. That'll be important. Amazon we covered before. Google, it just keeps going. Look, Google could have an amazing decade as well. They got a lot of things. Once they get ad blockers banned, and they will, they're going to make a lot of money off advertisers. Advertisers are still, if you can believe it, even in this day and age, switching over to the internet to advertise. And I think almost everyone's doing that now. All these big companies. Look at the spend budgets. That's going to be the key for Google, I believe. The spend budgets going onto the online platform. Snow hits up here at 298, 299. I think 300 might be a little bit of sell-off, but we did say 320 was the next level. So we're going to be watching that 320 zone. Very important to look at. Move over to Enphase. Enphase hit the resistance, obviously, in the previous session. I'm looking for a rip past 176 close for further bullishness. Could be very explosive if it gets through there. Microsoft done with that. Looks kind of weak. Beam looking for a 110 to get that explosion out. 111. Edit looks really still very strong. Edit's got a long way to go. Still $90. Looks pretty good. Needs to close above these resistances, 68-ish. Let's keep moving, guys. Let's keep moving. Chris, CRM, good rally. Look at that earnings result, guys. Straight in. That's resistance right there early in the morning. Great company. You guys know I hold this, but it's boring, so we don't talk about that much. That's definitely a resistance zone. Disney, meh. And we have got the ding, ding, ding markets open. Just want to quickly go through a few others. TDOC is at the resistance. Looking for a little bit more rip here for TDOC, but I do think there's some potential in this one. It's been hated on for a long time. Barber, a few people asked me about that. I'm not won over by this level. Few big sellers, I believe, have come in. Bottom of our trend line. We need to see more to pick up recovery here from Barber. It still looks disgusting on the charts, unfortunately. I know people are back in and saying, oh, profit, profit, profit. It's pretty early, I would think, on this. Let's go through the companies that are moving. Let's have a look at the big AMC and GME. GME flat, around 200 support, and AMC coming in with a 2.3% back. Looking about 40, 50 there for buying pressure. What else have we got? BTC 47, 46K being a key support. Look at the daily. US 100 comes in 0.1% down. So it actually rallies almost instantaneously there. Let's look at the 15 minute here. Instant rally there from the US 100. Fake market futures be gone, it says. Key resistances 15.4. Key supports 15.3. Middle ground, as we discussed before, very random if you want to trade that. You'd have to dial in small time frames and get it sorted. Jimmy Biere says, Tom, is it possible that these lockdowns could alter the human psyche and people will embrace outdoors rather than sit at home and computers? For me, it has. I would like to know what the community thinks. I mean, I'm pretty passionate fisherman. I like fishing. I don't know why. Maybe it just like, I go so hyper into the stock market, it just kind of calms me down. It's pretty good. Look, I actually really used to like hiking and doing all those things. I can tell you what, I wouldn't mind going and doing some of that stuff. Whitewater rafting. I've been watching the Amazon Prime World's Hardest Race, the eco race thing. That's a pretty good show. Other than Bear Grylls flying around his helicopter doing nothing, going to his hotels. Other than him going to the hotels, wow, very inspirational stuff. And I tell you what, I was like, yes to this. So I think so. I think a lot of people will be doing outdoor things, and I think it will alter a lot of people's opinions on embracing lifestyle, embracing travel, embracing all these things. There's boom times to come in those industries, in my opinion, but that's only my perspective. Let's see what everybody else thinks once we do eventually open up. Jacob Croft says, I went to invest in OnlyFans, but something messed up, and now I'm a creator. Very good, sir. A logical trader says bar and video games. Very good. Very good. So the markets are open here. We've got actually almost a reversal. US 500 has found a little bit of initial weakness or floating. US 100's found buying the dip. And Snowflake is off. Look at this thing, 7.88%. Congratulations, guys, in this. So you got CRM hitting that resistance. I like the company. Look at that. SPLK coming in really strong as well. Great news. Beautiful. What a sick. Wait, this isn't the right one. SPLK. Look at this beautiful head shoulders. I hope. Come on, baby. Keep going. Stupid Splunk. Keep going. I don't want to see you stop. Just over here, around there. That would be pretty good. Look, it's a great inverse head and shoulders. What a break. I mean, it's definitely a scale in break. Now I'll be looking for buying the rips. Look, it just so undervalued in some ways. Probably a crappy stock. I don't care. I just see the inverse head and shoulders. And we did talk about that. It's beautiful. Darth Diamond Hand says SPLK. Absolutely. Look at it go. I mean, it's not as much as Snowflake. I understand Snowflake people are way happier, and CRM's great one as well. I'm pretty happy with all those. Etsy finally came through. See, probably a few people hated on me on Etsy because I said here I was bullish. Oh, come on, Etsy. Hit the 2. Come on. Just a little bit more. Etsy. This is a good bullish signal. But then it had 2 kind of rough days. And on this day, the market ripped hard. So it was pretty bad. The algo actually sold it the whole day. It went up here. The algos were selling it, even though they allowed it to close. Maybe it was retail a little bit. And now it's being through to the keeper. Key resistance breakout could be good for Etsy. 210 next week, a spot to watch. Buying CRM and Snow back when they fill the gaps. Not a bad plan, Scott. Yes. So what Scott means is that today they've gapped up so hard, they've hit some key resistances for him, and now he's going to wait for them to come down, fill the gap. There are percentages around gap fills, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to quote a percentage that's wrong. James Gale says, got myself a monster catfish last week. Did you noodle it? Did you noodle it, James? I wonder. Truly Messiah says life is different now. That's true. Pins is off and running. Let's have a look at pins. Where are we? Up 1.92%. Not bad either. So some good runs here. Some good stocks that are moving. Snow, CRM, SPLK. I definitely think we talked about that. Etsy just hit my profit. Thank you very much. And what else we got here? T-Docs actually started moving. Still a bit early on that one. Let's do a little Roku. Yeah. Oh, Roku's getting close. Getting close, Roku, but not just yet. Keep watching you. We're patient. We know no one likes Roku right now, but we'll come back to you. NVAX. Yep. I got no problems with NVAX. I mean, I want NVAX. NVAX is a pure news play with a little bit of TA, but mostly it's a news play. You're betting on good news, and you are most likely wanting to sell that rip if it does occur. This is I would call it like a 20% either side. Top end is probably like 40%. Risk is probably 20%, maybe a little bit more if the announcements go bad. And yeah, it's not without its own risks, but we're looking for a 260 closure for real big rips. I'd like to see like a 320 plus. And at this stage, we're in the middle of the range. Ruby says whitewater rafting is a bomb. Yeah, I've done it once. Pretty good times. Pretty good times. Mama says, oh my God, that's a great show. I just found it yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. And they canceled the next one. It was going to be in Patagonia. We're talking about that World Eco Race thing. It was really good. I wouldn't sponsor me for that type of stuff. I'd like my knee would just snap in half. I need a cyborg knee. Find me a company that gives me cyborg knees. Unfortunately, I have some kind of degeneration in my knee, I feel. Getting old, guys, getting old. Anyway, you don't want to hear that. All right. So it looks like some good things are happening here. Jacob Croft is happy. He's got the GME broke 205. Cool. And Peter Malinzi says a few more likes to 500. Thank you very much for the support. Mama says it's true. Pressix, so it's talking about one of the systems that we have in our trading course. Pressix has helped me a lot as well as the training courses. That's awesome to hear that, Mama. Great. Very, very cool. Not total knee replacement yet. No, it's all good. just a little bit sore sometimes, you know. All right. So morning started here. The market did come in fairly hot. I think there's certain companies that have done well. We've got the snowflakes, we've got the CRMs, we've got the SPLKs. They're starting to come down a little bit here though. Am I won over by the early morning rally? Well, not really, because I guess for me, a lot of things just hit TPs. I'm going to maintain it, guys. I'm not interested, other than long-term investments. Long-term, we're not talking 6 months, 3 months, that type of stuff. I'm not that interested in holding positions at the moment. And that's just because I'm thinking about the stats. I'm thinking about where we are in the market cycle, which I still think is going up over the years. Don't get me wrong. Bull, 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 bull. Bull, 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 bull. Sometimes a little bit of bear. I'm not concerned about a crash or anything like that. I know a lot are. I see that as an opportunity more than anything else right now. But I wouldn't mind for it to happen. We'll see what Papa Powell has to say this week about, of course, tapering in the Jackson Hole. Join us tomorrow. We'll be talking about it. Obviously, Papa Powell, he'll be talking at 10 a.m. So right now it's 9:39 in America. So it'll be just after the stream. Fed Chair Powell speaks. I'll drop the link in the Discord so you guys can watch him blather on. And we'll find out whether the market likes it or not. Could it be a sell-off into Papa Powell, or is it going to be a rally into him? Usually it's been a little bit of risk taking off before the Papa Powell speech. So be careful out there, guys, and have a great day. Thank you very much as well for having, super chatting and supporting the stream. I do appreciate it very much. So be careful out there. There's a lot of nasty, nasty Wall Street traders and algos coming for you. And in the crypto market, continue to monitor those short positions. BTC shorts, ETH shorts. I don't care if you're trading HEX, ADA, XRP, whatever. Well, maybe HEX does its own thing. But ultimately, most of these coins will move off BTC and Ethereum still. They're the two important ones. If they're ripping, things are good. If they're falling, most things will fall. Catch everyone and see you tomorrow. Yes, Jan, we'll do INTC for you. Because I know you're in the private community. All right, INTC. What do you want me to tell you? 54.50 still remains to be the area that I'm looking at. I know it hit this level the other day and sold off from an algo. We had, let's go to the daily. Still too early here, Jan. So I covered it pretty deep, I feel. The way I looked at it is the seasonals a little bit later on the year for Intel. But when it comes in, we'll be talking about it everywhere. But when it comes in, it's all about the seasonality matching with the stock here. For a full recovery to occur or start to occur on Intel, 54.50, man, Jan. 54.50. Yes. Woo! This is a hated stock, guys. No one's talking about Intel. That's when I smell it out and I go, oh, is there some recovery coming through? Also, watch that trend line. Bring that trend line out and watch that 50 moving average daily. See how it all melds together. This is the zone, somewhere around there, Jen. Cool, guys. Catch everybody. See you later.